Gladness for mourning, peace for despair. He gives beauty for ashes, strength for fear. Gladness for mourning, peace for despair. I know you need comfort this morning. And I want to ask you this morning, is it possible that you're used to being downcast? Is it even possible that you could even be almost addicted to being downcast? It's interesting that even though God is the source of the comfort that we need, after all, He's the God of all comfort, that we might be so focused on needing comfort that we can't even receive the comfort that we need. Give yourselves a test. How much time did you spend yesterday thinking about all the reasons why you needed comfort, maybe even complaining about them, versus all the time that you spent receiving comfort from God? Might be time for us this morning to say, you know what, we're going to stop searching for comfort in all the wrong places. Might need to stop looking for comfort on TikTok and Instagram. We might need to turn off the next episode of whatever it is that we're binge watching. We might need to put down the second glass of liquor and look for a different place for the comfort that we know that we need. He gives beauty for ashes, strength for fear, gladness for mourning, peace for despair. And here's one thing that's kind of convicting, and that is that sometimes some of us are more focused on the feelings that we have, and we can't get past those feelings. In other words, if I don't feel comforted, I just give up, or I just wallow in my discomfort. Some of us actually get focused on our thoughts, and if our thoughts can't make sense, if we can't journal about how everything all comes together in a nice and perfect order, we just get stuck right there. And both of those kinds of people are putting themselves in the place of God. In other words, I've got to feel a certain way to feel comfortable, or I've got to think a certain thing, or get enough rational thoughts lined up to feel good. So I'm going to ask you this morning to look beyond your feelings, look beyond your thoughts to the God who is above all of that, and who is actually the source of the comfort that you need. It's not your own feelings, it's not your own thoughts where you're going to get the comfort. God Himself is standing there, ready to comfort you. I hope also that you don't feel like you don't deserve comfort, because I might want to remind you that God said in His Word, "Blessed are those who mourn, for they will be comforted." It's not the ones who are rejoicing, or who are good, or who are awesome, or who are perfect, or who are righteous. Blessed are those who mourn, for they will be comforted. Because He gives beauty for ashes and strength for fear, gladness for mourning and peace for despair. You know, more and more I'm just enjoying reading women who are trying to share truth from their own perspective. In fact, the last few weeks I've been doing these workouts with my wife, and they're workouts that are led by a female instructor, and they're so different than the ones that I usually watch and that I usually use to work out with. All the jokes are about women and from a female perspective, and it's been so enlightening to me, and they're also very challenging and very helpful. In the same way, some of you men need to put down the old white men that you're reading and read some women. One of those is Hannah Whitall Smith. I was reading her this morning, her book, The God of All Comfort. She's so good at just reminding us from a woman's perspective who God is. She reminds us of that beautiful scripture that as God comforts, as a mother comforts a child, so God promises to comfort us. She reminds us of what it felt like to cuddle up in her mother's lap, to have her mother kiss her hair, and how that just brought deep comfort to her. Many of us have been cold before, and we were freezing, and then we have built a fire and have just warmed up to that fire, and we know what that comfort feels like. Some of us have known people who have been sick and they've been healed. One of my friends had that experience with somebody who had the coronavirus and then who was healed recently. And what an amazing feeling that is. I can remember when my son was bit by a copperhead snake, and I was hours away in a car racing to get there to try to comfort him. And when I knew he was okay, it was just such an amazing feeling of comfort. And God gives beauty for ashes, strength for fear, gladness for mourning, and peace for despair. Do you believe that God can comfort you like that? Like a mother kissing the hair of the child in her lap, of the fire that warms you, of the relief when someone's better? And listen, I can sit here and talk to you for all morning, but it's kind of like when you try to comfort a child and they don't really want to hear what you have to say. You can give them all the best arguments and all the best reasons why they should feel better, but if they don't want to feel better, they're not going to feel better. And you're in the same position today. I can speak and sing hours on end. But the question is, do you want to receive God's comfort? And are you willing to abandon all the places that you've been looking for, both inside yourself and on the screen and in the glass and all the other places? Are you willing to stop looking to those places for your comfort and to hear this, that God comforts the downcast? Isn't that beautiful? Could you receive that today? I bet you're downcast, and you might need to hear that. God comforts the downcast. He makes deserts like the garden of the Lord. When the cares of my heart are many, the scripture says, your consolations cheer my soul. I am the one who comforts you, God says. Remember that the Messiah was sent. Jesus Christ was sent to bind up the brokenhearted, to proclaim liberty to the captives, freedom for the prisoners, and what? To comfort all those who mourn. Did you hear that? That means you, to comfort all those who mourn. Not just the one that you think deserves it, but you. Jesus said he'll send another comforter. So don't be troubled or afraid. Can I remind you real quick, this is so cool. Did you know that the very first thing that was said about Jesus' birth to Joseph was, do not be afraid? Did you know what the women heard at the tomb at the resurrection? Do not be afraid. Do you know you can still hear that and receive it and act on it today? Because he gives beauty for ashes, strength for fear, gladness for mourning, and peace for despair. So how is it that you're going to receive God's comfort today? It's that you believe God. Not that you believe in God. I know you believe in God, but that you believe God, that you trust God instead of your feelings and your thoughts, which are going to come and go. And look beyond your feelings. Look beyond your thoughts to the God who is able to comfort your deepest needs. Listen to the voice of the Comforter. Believe every word God has said about his desire to comfort you, about his ability to comfort you. Make it an act of your will. Lord, I'm going to receive the comfort that you're literally handing out to me today. So one more time, here's this beautiful chorus. Would you take this last moment and receive God's comfort? Well, he gives beauty for ashes, strength for fear, gladness for mourning, peace for despair. And he gives beauty for ashes, strength for fear, gladness for mourning, peace for despair.